going on, guys? Jeff Kiesel, Kiesel Guitars, Carving Guitars. I'm here today to do the Q&A. So I guess you guys have asked about 180 questions, which is rad. I'm going to do my best to get through these, and here goes. Another thing, too, is I haven't pre-looked at any of them, so if I get stumped a little bit and laugh, sorry. Rick. Hello, Kiesel Guitars, Carving Guitars, and Jeff Kiesel. Any plans for a multi-scale neck-through DC 800? Perfect. I was actually hoping one of you guys was going to ask this question. I've had some messages over the last several months, and you know, a lot of you guys have been asking for them. Well, the answer is yes, and in fact, it's here. It's not on the plan. It's actually here. So this is a multi-scale. It's a DCM, DC multi-scale. And then there's either 6, 7, or 8. So DCM 6, DCM 7, DCM 8. These are neck through. They're just like our DC series, but they have the multi-scale feature of like our Aries and our Vader and the K series. So this is actually our first headstock neck through, you know, standard build. You know, right now you can get a K series, but those are ranging, you know, close to $3,000 for a multi-scale. So now I give you the multi-scale that's very affordable with a headstock and neck through. The other cool thing about the DCM series is some of you guys are fans of bevels and others don't like the bevel. I get it. That one comes standard with no bevel. However, I give you this guy here. This is the same model, but with the bevel package added onto it. So it gives the same bevels here and here, like the Vader. So if you dig the bevels, not a problem. For $100, we can add bevels to the DCM line and also the DC line, DC 600, 700, 7X, and 800 models. So if you dig the bevels like obviously I do, you can add them, and if you don't, then so be it. All right, Bob. Okay, is there an advantage to having a P-bass pickup at the neck and a jazz or humbucker pickup at the bridge? Well, Bob, there actually is an advantage if you're looking for tonal versatility. If you're just playing straight up jazz music, maybe not so much. But if you're doing top 40, or if you're doing, you know, reggae, jazz, rock, country, you know, all that, you know, styles, it actually does make a difference because you get this really fat tone from that P-series pickup in the neck. And then you can get that jazz tone, a little thinner, twang, you know, in the bridge position, and then you can blend any combination of that. So it makes for a very versatile bass, kind of a great studio bass. All right, Gary, I know I've asked this before by Facebook Messenger, but any plans soon for an interactive custom build menu? So, for example, someone can actually virtually see what their product will look like when an option is selected. You know, I'd love to have that, but with me being, God, so dynamic and on the fly, you know, launching a new model right now, right, the DCMs and the bevel option and all kinds of different options, you could see what a nightmare that would be if we had to visually represent that on all the different models. For example, we add a new color and you got to add that to every model. You add a new inlay option. It could be a nightmare. Having said that, I would love to have a virtual builder. At some point, I would really like that. I don't know if it's going to happen or when. You know, we're just concentrating right now on making the best guitars we possibly can. We're a little weak on, you know, some of that, maybe advertising and, you know, some of the other things we could be doing. We're just guitar builders, so maybe one of these days. Is and Deb, will Kiesel guitars ever be sold in stores? I got to say no. In the United States, I don't see that ever happening. You know, my grandfather started this company as a direct to consumer company offering great value. I mean, if you took one of our guitars that sells for, let's say, $1,500 and now we sell it in a store, you're not going to pay $1,500 for that guitar. You're going to pay $3,000 plus because the guy that's our distributor, he's got a fat house he's got to pay for. The dealer, he's got a house he's got to pay for, a staff he's got to run, you know, upkeep and everything for his store. So I don't want to do that to you guys. I want to offer the great value direct to the custom shop. You call my guys up, my guys are answering the phone. My guys aren't treating somebody right, guess what? They're out of here. So we're a family here, and we want to treat you guys like family. And that's even passing on the great pricing to you guys. So hopefully that answered your question. Mark, Jeff, how hard would it be to offer mother-of-pearl block inlays on multi-scale guitars? Well, Mark, I think that would be kind of weird looking, to be honest with you. If you had just a straight-up block, a rectangular block or getting kind of square towards the first fret, and then now you have angled frets, boy, that's going to look very bizarre. Maybe we could do something custom that is a different shape and it goes in between, the fret markers, and it has similar spacing, so you're getting irregular shapes, I guess is what I'm getting at. That could be pretty cool, but a block, that's not going to happen. Christopher, the AP11 is the finest single coil pickup ever made. I've tried a ton. My question, would you consider making a covered version of this pickup? I have a tendency to get my high E string caught under the pickup. If it was covered, it wouldn't get hung up. Well, Christopher, thank you for thinking so much of those AP11s. I think they're amazing pickups myself, and we do sell quite a few of them, and we get a lot of positive feedback. Having said that, one of the things that makes that pickup so great is the fact that it has exposed pole pieces. When you cover a pickup pole piece, whether it's with plastic or metal, metal's definitely the worst, it's going to lower your output. It does. It affects how the pickup's going to sound and perform. So if we did offer it covered, it wouldn't sound the same, so you probably wouldn't love it as much. So I'm not sure what to really tell you there. You could try slightly lowering that pole down a little bit, and maybe that might do the trick for you. Gary, any plans for more fretboard inlays? Not right now. I've been doing a lot of stuff for you guys with the inlays. So at the moment, I don't see us doing anything anytime real soon. We just did the K for our 70th anniversary. Maybe that doesn't float your boat. I thought it was really cool. And we've given you guys lots of inlay material options. So right now, I don't see us doing anything, but you're always welcome to submit, maybe a message to me on my page, official Jeff Kiesel. Let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll take it into consideration. Zach, what is a nice way to spell it too? Z-A-K, that's how we spell his name. What is the ETA on the fan fret bases? Zach, they're coming soon, buddy. I kind of let the cat out of the bag early on that one, and we've made some tweaks and some changes, and man, that thing it's awesome. We're all loving it. So it's coming real soon. I definitely want to bring the multi-scale bass to you guys because I think you guys are really going to dig it. Fred, hi Jeff. Would like to know if your NT8 neck blank with an uncut headstock can accommodate 8 inline tuners, or are they strictly for 4+4 tuner configuration? Well, Fred, the most we can get in line with any of our necks is 7. So, you have to allow enough distance between each tuner. You don't want to cram everything. And the only thing that would allow an 8-string inline would be to start with a thicker neck blank. And I say that because all of our headstocks have an 8.5-degree tilt back, meaning the headstock tilts down and away. And what that does is gives you proper string tension. So unless we started with a really thick neck blank, we're running out of room as it goes to that 8.5 degrees. So you're not going to be able to fit 8 inline either unless you really gave up a lot of ergonomics and cramped the tuner placement and made it very difficult to tune. Having said that, you could do like 6+2 or 5+3, any of your, whatever else you'd want to do. So yeah, we don't offer anything thick enough or long enough to do 8 inline. Michael McCoy, is there any chance of a CS7, an SCB8, TL80, or an Explorer style? Michael, it's supposed to be one question, man. That's 4 in 1. So you're a good guy, though. A CS7, I have had some requests. I'm not so sure we would do that. Maybe if I had enough of you guys say, hey, I wanted it, and you guys, we could do 50 of them or something, maybe I could consider doing that. SCB8 or TL80, I don't see either of those happening. because as you get out to 27-inch scale, the scale we would need to do an 8-string, and with a single cutaway, man, you get some neck dive, big time. And I'm not one to make something just to make a buck. So it's too much neck dive for my taste, and so I'm going to pass on making either of those. Now, obviously, multi-scale, that could be interesting. You're not going to have as much neck dive because the neck's not as long. So who knows what the future holds for something like that. Explorer style, I don't know what the market would bear for that, and I'm really trying to utilize my time wisely. I've kind of told some of you guys I'd like to do my own take on that, and maybe that'll happen someday. It is on my to-do list, but I got to be honest, it's way down there. We don't do a whole lot of Ultra Vs or V220s or X220s, so that, 80s shape, while I think it's really cool, we don't do a ton of them. So I'm trying to, scratch the biggest itches that you guys have and trying to really hook you guys up. Connor, any chance of the Aries with a top wood covering the entire top, bevel included? Well, Connor, I have to say no, because then it wouldn't be an Aries. That's what makes an Aries, is that actual bevel going all the way up, around the perimeter of the upper side of the guitar. So I'd have to say no. Andrew, can you release an SG style headless guitar? No. To be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of an SG shape myself. So I don't see that happening. Sorry. Okay, Maxim, can you please explain the difference between a $1,000 guitar and a more expensive one? Can you hear the difference, I guess is what you're asking. Yes and no. A $1,000 guitar, if you're comparing same company like us, we put the same quality and effort into our, $800 Bolt as we do into a $3,000, let's say a Vader loaded up with options. Same people work on it. That's not going to change. But, when you do spend, it's not necessarily more money, but when you get some of these options, different woods, like let's say swamp ash, chambered body, a flame maple top, 5-piece neck, the neck's a little more, stable, it's really not moving. Different fretboards, different fret wire, that is going to change the tone of a guitar. Absolutely. So it depends on the tone you're after. If you're not after something that's more open, airy, it's going to have a chambered tone to it and have a lot of tonal dynamic versatility. And by that I mean when you have a softer body wood combined with a harder top wood, you do get more dynamics in tone. At least that's my opinion. So yes, when you do spend a little more money and add key options, it does affect the tone. But some cases, you're paying for $600 finish options. It's not going to change the tone. It's going to look really cool. And if that's going to make you play it more, that's all that matters. If you love the guitar, you're looking at it all the time, you want to pick it up, it's going to, maybe make you a better player. Ben, why are we not allowed to have 20-inch radius fretboard with the Floyd Rose? Well, Ben, you actually are allowed to have that. We just don't want the guitar back. If, let's say for some reason you said, hey, you know what, I've had it for 10 days and I'm not in love with it. The reason being is the actual Floyd system itself is not set up at 20-inch radius. So, we feel to be optimum, you want to stick around 14-inch. So we'll do it for you, but it's your guitar. And we have done it quite a bit in the past. Sheldon, I have seen some colors in your gallery, like blood red on an A6, but the option is not available when I try to build it. I also like solid color guitars. How hard would it be to get a guitar painted a color that is not on the list? Well, Sheldon, we do a lot of custom options that aren't on the builder. And some reasons are certain colors, like let's say pink. It can look really cool on a Vader and it can look cool on a lot of guitars, but it narrows that market down. So we want to shy away from adding every single possible option and letting somebody build a guitar that is kind of a white elephant. It's going to make it very unique and very hard to resell if we got stuck back with it. Having said that, we can do custom colors for you. So if you're interested in custom colors, it's not a problem. Give my guys a call and or email them, sales@Kiesel Guitars. I got time for one more, and then I'm getting the wrap it up sign already. So I guess I'm kind of long-winded. Stephanie, are you in charge of amps as well? Because a friend of mine had an output transformer blow up, and Carvin was awful at providing him a new one. I would like to know where Kiesel starts and where Carvin ends in your line of products. Wow, that's a great one to wrap this up. That's not an easy answer. To answer your question most effectively, no, I have nothing to do with Carvin audio or Carvin amplifiers. Nothing to do with the company at all, any way, shape, or form. And having said that, they have nothing to do with Kiesel Guitars. Bottom line, my grandfather started this company. It was Kiesel in 1946, changed the name to Carvin in 49 to go direct to fire all the dealers, and basically folded the company and used the Carvin name. And back before we did the split early 2015, me and my dad owned 50% of the whole company, guitars, amps, audio. My uncle and his two kids owned the other 50%. We decided to go in different directions. So me and my dad took the guitar brand, Carvin, exclusively, all of the instruments, and I went back to the Kiesel name. Me and my dad decided that was the way we wanted to go to honor my grandfather, who I was very close with. And my uncle and my cousins are running Carvin. I have no idea what they're doing. I have nothing to do with them. So I'm sorry you've had a bad experience, but please don't let that reflect back down on us. Again, we have nothing to do with them. So I'm going to be doing some more Q&A here, but this does wrap up the first video. Again, I got to do my little sales pitch here. Check out the DCMs. They're not online yet as of today. Call my guys. I'm doing some special deals for you guys. All DCMs, free soft case for a limited time, free bevel upgrade too. So if you're a bevel guy like myself, then I'm hooking you up on the bevel. So that's it, guys. As always, if you have any questions, call us, 858 Guitars, and you can always send me a PM. Thanks for watching, guys.